In this video, you will learn how to create images with different artificial intelligences. For this, I will technically test the most common ones and others that are not as common. In this case, I asked Copilot to generate 5 artificial intelligence prompts that are relatively difficult. So, I will simply copy the first prompt and test it here first with Gemini's Nano Banana. We are currently on version 2 of Nano Banana, so it is an improvement. Remember, you have to click where it says Tools, Create Image, and here you simply enter your prompt. In this case, I entered it and it will start loading the image. Now, let's let it work and try another artificial intelligence, in this case with ChatGPT. I just have to tell it to generate an image. I only added this text, and we will simply click on the Send button. Now, in case you are using Microsoft Edge like I am, we have a very interesting option here to generate images. If we select Images here, I will close this, and we go directly to where it says Create. Here, we can create images, and it gives us a better option than doing it from Copilot. So, remember, you also have Copilot here. If you open a new tab, we have Copilot here, and we can start generating images. But to generate images from Copilot, it is better with this tool. Here, you can select the model. In this case, I will use DALL-E 3. We will enter our prompt, and here for the ratio, I will set it to a 1:1 image. For the number of images, it defaults to 4, and I will simply click Create. Finally, we have Canva, which also has an artificial intelligence image generator. I just have to click here where the image icon is, and I will enter my prompt here. I will click Send. And finally, if, for example, you use Adobe, as is my case, we have access to Adobe Firefly. And if we go to where it says Generate and then to create images, here in fact was a project that I had built previously. But anyway, here you can select the model. Actually, I will delete it so everything is perfect. So here, we can select the model. In this case, these, well, not all of them. For example, Imagen 5 uses 10 credits, but if we go to another one that is a bit lower, for example, number 4, it is completely free as many times as I want. Here, I can also change the aspect ratio, and here I have many more options. For example, the composition. I can add references, I can add image effects, and so on. It is something very, very interesting. And besides, I have models. For example, I have the latest Nano Banana, which is Nano Banana 2. I also have images with ChatGPT. I also have Flux. I have many artificial intelligences. Here, obviously, each one will cost different credits. In this case, I will select this one, and here, I will paste my prompt. I will click where it says Generate, and we will see the final result. Now, let us compare the results. Let us first look at Nano Banana, which is the best artificial intelligence for image creation and photo editing. Here it is. It looks curious. It is more or less okay. Remember, you can download it with this button. I will click Done. So, .kmr, in fact, it copied that here for me. Let's go with the ChatGPT option, and we can see the difference in image generation. There, we see it. Remember, ChatGPT does not add a watermark, but Gemini, unfortunately, does add a watermark. Here we go with these options, and we see it gives us 4 very good alternatives. All these options, remember, are with Copilot, technically Microsoft's artificial intelligence, and it is a very good alternative. Here we have 4 images, and we can generate more images again. Let's go with Canva. Here we have them, but the only difference is that it makes them look kind of weird here. In fact, its image generation quality is not as good compared to the others. It's like they look very strange. It looks too fake. It is a personal preference, but I see it as a bit more fake. Maybe it looks a little more real, but I do see these as a bit better. Let's go with Adobe Firefly. Remember, I am using this artificial intelligence here. It is a bit gray, but it gives us a quite good result. Now remember, here we have several free tools. In total, I used 1, 2, 3, 4. These 4 are completely free, and 5 in the case of Adobe Firefly if you are using this Adobe service, so it is a pretty good option. And finally, remember, the ideal thing would be to use more than one artificial intelligence since, for example, Nano Banana 2, its strength is image generation and realistic image editing. In other words, if I ask it to edit a photograph, it will do it in a very good way compared to ChatGPT, which usually has better image generation. With Copilot, we practically have a higher quantity of images, we can do it for longer, and so on, and the quality, let's say, is acceptable. Finally, with Canva, the good thing we have with Canva is that we can directly create content with this artificial intelligence. If I click on this button, I can start editing this image to be an Instagram post, a Facebook post, a YouTube cover, whatever. So this artificial intelligence can be a bit more practical. In fact, I have other types of images here, and we can see that it gives very good results. And well, remember, lastly, we have Adobe Firefly, which is paid, but if you are paying for it, remember, this service is completely free too, and it also gives you monthly credits depending on how much you pay for your membership. If you have a student membership like me, it will give you 5,000 credits a month, and if you have a regular membership, it will give you 7,000 credits. Lastly, remember that you can pay for or buy more credits. You just have to click here and you can pay extra for more credits. And besides generating images, you can also generate videos and many other things. And well, that would be all for this video.